We all want to be ahead of the game. It is part of the human nature. I get a global view on financial news by turning on TV early in the morning when I'm having breakfast, and I go over CNBC and Bloomberg. The main shows at that time are Squawk Box at CNBC as well as Bloomberg Surveillance. With these two shows, I get a feel for what's happening around the globe, say in terms of pre-market trading in the US, whether there's another Bitcoin surge on the radar, whether the Australasian markets ended on the green, whether there's companies presenting results later today, and if there's, for example, any recent updates on the chip shortage issue. All in all, this fresh data always gives me a quick overview on where things might be heading next, say in terms of stocks, crypto, currencies, commodities, etc. There are a few other exceptional business news channels in this industry, say Fox Business, but I mostly tend to follow CNBC as well as Bloomberg. I then get a summary of what's happened throughout the day by having a look at Bloomberg Close as well as CNBC Closing Bell. Bloomberg and CNBC have websites where you can also keep track of further stories and more developments. Let's now move to financial newspapers. I skimmed through the Wall Street Journal and The Economist as well as over other financial newspapers on a regular basis, but I have a clear preference for the Financial Times. Reading and understanding the Financial Times is, however, not as straightforward as it may look like. In the description of this video, I'm recommending you a book that will clearly help you reading and understanding the Financial Times. That book was one of the best investments I've made over the last few years, and it is still paying dividends today. Here is a disclaimer. I provide no financial advice whatsoever. This is a channel on education. Let's move to apps. I use commission-free apps such as Apple Stock, MarketWatch, Yahoo Finance, and CNBC. But apps are a world on their own, so I will likely revisit apps in a separate video. I've been telling you so far how to keep track of financial information when the interest is on having a global view. But when I'm investing beyond that global view, on a few occasions I'll need to go below on that hierarchy. I may need, for example, a geo-specific view, a market-specific view, a sectoral-specific view, or a company-specific view. To be clear, geo-specific view is about one region, say Middle East. Market-specific view is about one market, say currency market. Sectoral view is about one sector, say tech. Company-specific view is about a single company. Let's see now where in the Financial Times you can find geo-market and sectoral specific information. If you go here to World, you'll see that there's several options in terms of geo-specific information. For example, we were mentioning Middle East earlier, and here it is, it just selected information just on the Middle East. If you want to get just market-specific information, you can actually see that it is available from here. If you click here on markets, you'll see that there's available here information, for example, on currency markets that I was mentioning earlier. Okay, so let's now move to sectoral. In terms of sectoral, if you go here to companies, you'll see that there are several sectors here of interest, such as financials, health, industrials, media, etc. Tech, which was the example I gave earlier, also appears here, and tech is so dominant and so important that it actually has a separate section on its own. A cool aspect of the Apple Stocks app is that after you select one stock, for example Google, then it gives you immediately a selection of news just for that company. Finally, I want to mention the following. Companies often release also financial information on their websites. So for example, here is a press release from Apple about their second quarter results, and if you scroll through here, you actually can see that there's some information in here, and there's a consolidated financial statement right here. That's all, folks. Please subscribe to the channel. See you next time.